I'm so glad you joined me under the beautiful Banyan. This series is called Proof of Life, and this is episode 1. It's called Satin Dowels. This is the story of how Whitney Houston helped me discover my true gift. So it is 1985, and I'm the new kid at Alger Elementary in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I am slick-witted, assertive, outgoing, and if I'm being honest, kind of bossy. A little bit, just a little bit, but I've always been that way, still to this day, and it works. It works. I also was obsessed with Whitney Houston. I knew all of her songs. I could sing every one of the songs verbatim, every single word, and I sounded just like her. So being a new kid on the block, it was a little awkward at first, but I started to make friends slowly but surely. And it didn't take too long before I had me a little crew. There was Charles. He was a kind of chubby black guy, wore these round glasses. There was Alexis. She was a tall strawberry blonde. Kimberly was kind of like the girly girl. And then there was Keisha. She was really kind of like me. She was real outgoing and quick-witted. Me and her vibe. We bumped heads a little bit, but we vibed. And then it was Tawana. She was really quiet, laid back, really quiet. So that was my tribe. One morning, the principal announced over the PA that it was going to be a talent show at the school. And I was like, yes, this was my moment, right? I've always wanted to be a singer, and I love anything creative and talent show and performing type stuff. So I was like, oh, I got to be in this talent show. So I could not wait until recess. When the bell rung, I grabbed my little crew together and I was on the playground. I was like, hey, y'all, listen, we going to be in this talent show. Like I can sing, it's going to be dope. And so it took a little convincing. It was a lot of back and forth because a lot of the girls was like, yeah, I can't sing. Are we going to have to dance? Once we got all of that out of the way, all of the fears and stuff, I went ahead down to the principal's office. I got us signed up. We are not about to miss this opportunity for me to be Whitney Houston. I scheduled like rehearsal times for us. I asked the music teacher if we can kind of hang out in there sometimes. I'm going to the music teacher, getting suggestions and then taking them back to the group. Just like all the things, organizing and making sure things was together. I did it, right? And so one day we was on the playground and we was rehearsing and I'm listening to everybody sing, right? Because I know I can sing. I'm just trying to make sure the group is like a group and that we doing a thing together. And so I'm listening one day and I was like, wait a minute, Charles can really sing. Like he can sing. He reminded me of the very young Luther Vandross. And I love me some Luther. And Keisha can sing. I'm like, oh, we straight, we good. So we're rehearsing, several times a week. And Houston, we have a problem. My voice, which has always sounded like Whitney Houston when I was alone, did not quite hold up next to Keisha's and Charles. But quickly, I dismissed that thought and I was like, no. I sing like Whitney, so, we good. Oh, what I didn't tell y'all was we named the group Satin Dowels. Mm-hmm. I know you saw Charles in that picture, but I told y'all I was a little bit bossy, so that's what it was, Satin Dowels. So the big day arrives. It's the day of the talent show. And, I think all of us had butterflies. I certainly had butterflies. And we standing up to the side of the stage, and I think it was like 2 groups ahead of us, and then it was our turn. And the principal announced, Satin Dowels coming to the stage, Satin Dowels. And so we run to the stage, we get up there, and we looking at each other and making sure everybody is in place, and music starts, we sing. As we're singing, I am really understanding that Keisha and Charles are carrying us. I sounded not so Whitney-ish, okay? I was support at this point. We finished. We did a good job. We finished. We did not win. As a matter of fact, we did not place. That was a blow because I just knew not only were we going to kill it, we was going to get a standing ovation. We was going to win first place. Like I had it all figured out, right? I was going to be able to send my tape to Star Search. Like I got this thing together. We didn't place. More than we didn't place. I sang. I definitely sang. I didn't sing well. Yeah. And so I was heartbroken. I hung my head. I got off that stage for the rest of the day because I think we still had like maybe an hour or two left of school, whatever it was, school wasn't over. And I was just kind of in my feelings like, dang, I thought I could really sing. And so the day, ended, I went home and I shared this groundbreaking, heartbreaking story with my mother and my sister. What they told me at that time, I did not fully understand it. I understand it a lot. I understand it perfectly now. And even some years after that, I understood it better. But in that moment, I don't know, 10 years old, maybe, about to be 11. I can't really remember. I think I'm 10. I'm 10, about to be 11. I didn't understand it and my heart was broken. And here's what they shared with me. Maybe my thing in life wasn't to be a singer. Maybe my thing in life was to use my voice another way. And of course, I wasn't trying to hear none of that. I always knew I was going to be the next Whitney Houston. And so I wasn't trying to hear none of that. But as I got older, this is what started to come into alignment for me, what I started to understand about myself and about that moment. My dream was to use my voice to impact the world like Whitney did. My voice is through leadership, not singing, and it is a beautiful voice. I can organize a group. I can rally people around a vision. You see how I got that group named Setting Dials? We had Charles in it, right? Execute a plan, see us through the finish line. That's what I did that day. I had a vision. I created a plan around that vision. I saw us through and we executed. We didn't need to place for the plan to be executed. And so when I realized, like, oh, wait a minute, I am using my voice to impact the world, just not through singing. I'm using my voice through all of these other avenues that are still as beautiful as what Whitney was doing, right? And so that is my gift. Now, it took me a long time to get to that part because I was so stuck on. Here's the thing. My sister told me when I was really, really young, you can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. And I believed it because my sister said it. In case, but folks who don't know, anything my sister said, I 100% believed it. Val said it, that's what it is. Right. And so I was stuck on that. Like, I want to be a singer. Val said I could be a singer. That's what it is. And so when that didn't happen, I was questioning, like, is that real then? Is that real that we can be anything that we want to be? But then as I got older, I realized, like, I don't know that it is supportive um, to have that belief and or to um, push that belief to the people that are, or the kids, that are assigned to us, because I don't know that that is true. I think that with anything, we can do the work to acquire a talent, but I think gifts are given by God. And for me, things need to be in flow, not force. And now, could I have taken some singing lessons and did all the things to strengthen my voice, to learn the techniques, to do all the things? Of course I could have. And my voice is not, let me just be clear, my voice is not horrible, but if a damn show, it's not Whitney Houston, okay? And so could I have developed the talent? I'm sure I could have. I would much rather, though, use my voice in the singing capacity for leisure, for fun, just to allow my flowers to bloom, things like that. But my gift, I want to use that joker and I want to use it to its fullest capacity. And so that requires me to, kind of pay attention to it and do the things necessary to impact the people in the way that I want to, using my gift, which is my leadership abilities. And so I could have probably, went down that road of pursuing singing as a profession. I think I would have done myself a disservice because I would have been in force a lot versus being in flow. The way that I use my voice is effortless for me. It is effortless. I am gifted in endearing myself to people and supporting them and leading them to a particular and desired outcome. And so that's where I give my energy to. And I still sing when I want to sing. It just ain't like Whitney. All right, before we keep going, I want to take a quick pause to tell you about something I created that aligns perfectly with everything I talk about here. It's called the Connected series, a 3-book collection I wrote with us in mind. These are not just books, though, they're tools. Tools for healing, tools for growth, tools to help you connect more deeply and honestly with yourself, your partner, and your people. The first book is called Self. It's filled with 120 powerful, heart-opening questions designed to help you understand yourself better, tell the truth about your patterns, and reconnect with your intuition. Questions to increase your self-awareness, your clarity, and your alignment. The second book is called Lovers. It's created for romantic partners or potential partners. It's 180 intentional questions to build emotional intimacy, clarify needs, and build relational trust. You each get your own copy, answer the questions, and then you swap books. So now you're holding each other's truths in each other's handwriting. Lasting love doesn't survive off chemistry alone. And then there's Tribe. Same format, but this one is for friends and family, the ones we lean on, grow with, and sometimes have to heal with. Because deep connection isn't just about romance, it's about our tribes too. This series was born out of my own journey to heal, to love better, to communicate with intention, and to get invested in my alignment in every area of my life. And I want that for you too. If you're ready to get into alignment, to get connected, and to do the kind of inner and relational work that lasts, the Connected series is for you. Grab your books now at mariamichelle.com. You deserve alignment and healthy connections. Now let's get back to the story. Whitney Houston was the voice, and her gift was using her voice through song. Singing was my dream. Leadership is my gift. This story is a perfect example of self-awareness, one of the core elements of invested alignment. I had to be really honest with myself about what was mine, my gift, and what was not, right? And so I hope that story was supportive to you. I do want to give you, though, a belief and a reframe. So the belief was, I believed that I could be whatever I wanted to be. I thought that desire alone was enough to be great at something. It was not. It was not. I cannot sing. Certainly not like Whitney. And that is okay. The reframe is, while there may be some truth to that belief, because like I said, I could have developed the talent, there's a difference between talent and gifts. Gifts are innate. They are effortless. They come effortless to us because God pre-designed us that way, right? If you think about computer systems, some of them are preloaded with software. I kind of look at gifts like that. We're preloaded with that software. We don't have to do the work. It's already there. Where talents are things that we can work at and practice and get really, really good at. I've got some talents that I'm bomb at. It's still not a gift, right? But the magic happens when you're able to recognize your gift, you stay in that space and you flow with it because it does not require force. It naturally comes to you. That's where the magic happens for me. So at the end of every episode, I'm going to give you what I call actionable integrations. So if this story resonated with you, here are some things that you can consider. So number 1, discern desire from design. Ask yourself, does this come easily to me? Does it flow even when it's challenging, or am I forcing it? Number 2, ask the honest question. Is this something I'm gifted in or something I admire or something that I admire in someone else? There is a difference. And then number 3, reclaim what's natural. Make space to explore the things that come naturally to you. These are likely the areas of alignment you have been overlooking. So there's that. Those are my seeds for today. Thank you so much for giving me your time and attention. I truly appreciate you. Until next time, continue to get invested in your alignment. Drop some seeds that'll be of support to somebody else. And continue to be a beautiful Banyan. Okay, so clearly this piece is being recorded after I've already completed episode 1, which was Satin Dials. As I was going through some letters for another episode, I found a letter from my girlfriend Alexis from Satin Dials. And this is actually the envelope that she sent me a picture of herself, I think, in high school, because she wrote on here, "Do not bend." So clearly there was a picture in here. And so I ran across the letter and I'm reading like I had some names wrong. So I wanted to make sure that I included this letter in that episode. So here we go. This is dated March 31st, 1988. And it says, Dear Maria, hi, are you still doing terrible? Apparently I wrote her and told her I was doing terrible. I hope not. I'm fine, and so is Iroquois. That's the high school she was going to. The only set and downs that goes to Iroquois are Keisha, me, and Jennifer and Dwayne. Now, this is where I'm going to pause at. Remember, I'm telling y'all in the story, and I showed y'all a picture of all the set and downs. Now, one of the girls, I couldn't remember her name, and I was wrong. Okay, so now I got, and I think I told y'all, I can't remember her name, but I think it's this, right? And then I kept calling the guy Charles. I still don't know who the hell Charles is, though. It must have been somebody in my class because I kept calling him Charles. His name is Dwayne. Okay. Alexis and told me the man's name is Dwayne. She said, so nobody goes to Iroquois except her, Keisha, Jennifer, and Dwayne. Okay. She said, I'll send you the addresses as soon as I can. I'll send you the addresses as soon as I can get them. I miss all the set and downs. We were pretty good, weren't we? I miss Mr. Vernus. Do you? I don't go with anyone, but there's a boy named Kenny. He's mixed. And he's an 8th grader. He's really cute. Oh. Any good looking boys over there? Well, hope to see you soon. Love, Alexis. I still like cats. Right back again. And then she put on the back, I'll send you their addresses soon, to the cutest satin doll from the tallest. And then she did the funny little thing. She said, please send me a picture of you. So I wanted to come back because I had Charles's name wrong. His name is Dwayne. And then I said, I said the girl's name was Kimberly. It's actually Jennifer. Okay. So there's that. I wanted to make sure that I popped back in. And she wrote, I was in Denby Group Home when she wrote this on Pembroke Avenue. So wanted to just pop in because, honey, I got to tell the story correctly. All right. That's it.